Hey guys, and welcome to Blade Bench. Today we are checking out the super cool, super wicked, super evil Cold Steel Kris 6-inch Ti-Lite. And of course, please, if you guys like these videos and want to see more of them, please like, please subscribe. It helps grow the channel. So yeah, let's check this bad boy out. These things are so cool, man. Um, they are just basically the most wicked, evil looking, weird, shocking knives that I have in my collection, especially these 6-inch bad boys. Every time you pull out one of these things and whip it open, give it the old waka, and fly that thing open, everybody around notices this thing. It's just so wicked and evil with the crisp blade, with the curves. Like, look how gnarly and ugly but pretty this thing is. Man, are these things super cool. They've got them in a few different sizes, and I actually have all three. There's a 4-inch one with a plain edge like this. Um, there's this one. This is the 6-inch plain edge one, but they also have a 6-inch serrated one that is super, super mean. I rocked that thing as an EDC for work for ages and ages, and I still do from time to time. So I'm going to do a separate video on that one, so tune in for that. But today is just this one that we're going to be checking out, and so yeah, this is the plain edge one. I gotta hold it way back here just to get it all in frame. So this is the 6-inch blade. So it's got a 6-inch blade, and it does use the Cold Steel Oz 10A Japanese blade steel, which I've never had a problem with. I quite like that blade steel. It works well for me. It sharpens fine. It holds an edge fine. And it's got, some stainless steel properties, so it's, resistant a bit more to rust. So yeah, I like that blade steel. 6-inch blade, 4 millimeters thick, so it doesn't have the thickest blade, but it's got pretty thick blade stock. And the thing is with these Krises, so you can see because it's got kind of a false edge on the top side here, so it doesn't quite come to a fine edge, but they're thick. So the spine, this thick part, basically the spine of the knife, it carries that thickness all the way through that you can see. So yeah, that's better. So see how thick that thing is? So from the 4 millimeter blade stock, it carries that thickness all the way right to the tip here. And then it just abruptly tapers into this super cool, hawkbill little tip here. And man, for opening packages and just EDC stuff, cutting threads or, cutting up boxes or zap straps, a zap strap that's, held tight on a bundle of wires and you got to get the tip under there and kind of, snap, cut the zap strap. That little hawkbill that they put on these Kris blades is so functional. I use that a ton. I know it's overkill to open your Amazon package with a 6-inch Ti-Lite, but it's a lot of fun and it freaks a lot of people out. These are definitely up there in the, freak out your coworkers category. Very, very, very cool knives. Overall length is 13 inches, so this thing's massively long. When you choke up, or choke back rather, on the handle, you've got a lot of reach here, almost a foot. I know some people would probably use these for self-defense. I'm definitely not going to. But if you had to, I mean, you whip this thing out, even just looking at it's going to scare anybody away that's even going to think about, harming you in whatever way. But if you did need to use it, I mean, you've got a ton of reach with this thing. It does. So I really like these ones, have this flat dark earth color, and I really dig it. The handles are Griv-Ex. So it's kind of like they're reinforced plastic. And at first when I got these, I actually thought they were rubberized. They look rubberized and they feel rubberized. When you hold this in your hand, if someone was just to pass this to you, you would think this is rubberized until I got it and realized, oh my God, like that's actually, just hard plastic is what it is. But yeah, if you look up close, see all the dimpling? There's a really nice texture on these handles. And with these cutouts, see all these little circular cutouts? They're quite deep and they're on both sides. They offer a ton of grip. So these things are super grippy, even if you had wet hands or oily hands even. This would be nice. And with this kind of palm swell in the middle and how it tapers to the back here, you can hold on to this and no one's going to be able to pull this out of your hand, how it kind of swells at the back here. Really, really great knife. And of course it's got I mean, it's got that cool factor because it's just got that classic stiletto style to it with the little Quillians like this. And those Quillians are actually functional. So let's open and close it. It is a liner lock. So you can see that it's got, you know, steel liners inside. It's got the liner lock, and the liner lock's got, you know, it's got some nice texture to it. It doesn't really go around the backside there, but you can see, look at the lockup this thing has. Pretty safe. I've never been worried or concerned about these liner locks that Cold Steel does on these. They're fantastic. So let's just disengage it. It does have thumb studs for opening, and this thing flies open. It's definitely, you know, you don't even really need to give it too much, you know, whip with the wrist. I'm just going to try not to whack my camera because this blade's so dang long. But yeah, you just give it a little flick, and it's got such a nice detent in there that just a little bit of pressure with the thumb just causes this thing just to fly right open. But these Quillians, they actually do work like a wave opening system, like some of the Emerson knives, or the, you know, Cold Steel has the thumb disc on, you know, their Espadas and the Spartan and other knives like that, where you pull it out of your pocket and it catches and it'll deploy. These have a pretty stiff pivot, and I've kept mine pretty stiff, but it does work. It won't, I doubt it'll work on my finger, but it does actually. If this is chunky and grippy enough that it will catch on your pocket. So when you pull it, as long as you're dragging it out of your pocket, it will deploy this. And that's a pretty cool feature. A lot of people like those. I really dig them. I've always really liked that feature. So they look cool, but they are functional as well, these little Quillians. So yeah, super, super cool knife. And again, this thing's just got like the wickedness factor to it. It just looks like a insane witch or something would carry this thing. I don't know, but yeah, anybody that pulls out one of these definitely is going to get instant respect. It's got just the regular old Cold Steel pocket clip, nothing fancy there at all. Can't say anything bad about it, but nothing great either. So you can see the kind of cutaways there for the grip. It does have a full back spacer along here, which is kind of nice. It helps keep dust and stuff out, and they keep pretty clean. I do clean all these knives before I review them, just so they don't look all greasy and fingerprinty and dirty. But I've had this thing for a long time, and look how it's holding up. There's a few marks on the blade here. You can see there actually is just a little teeny speck of rust right there. I should get at that. You can see actually there's a little bit of oxidation or like rust kind of starting on the edge there. So I'll clean that up. But, you know, overall, for carrying this thing a bunch, great shape. These Cold Steel knives are just amazing. And look how long this thing is. I mean, it's almost, I've got medium to medium-ish large hands. And look at that. You know, 2 full fists on that boy. Like, this is, I know I did a video on the pocket sword, the XL Tonto Voyager. And I'm going to be doing my, you know, XL Espada and stuff. That thing's a pocket sword, but I mean, this thing, when you get 2 hands on that thing with a 6-inch blade, it's a little pocket sword. These things are huge, and they're super, super fun to carry. Really cool. And not super heavy. It's 7 ounces, so I mean, it goes in your pocket, and it's a little bit saggy, but nothing crazy. These are totally pocketable, very easy to EDC. They sit, you know, they're long. The handle's 7 inches long or something like that. And it you know, a standard pair of jeans or cargo army pants or whatever will swallow this thing up no problem. So yeah, really cool. That classic switchblade style, really nice snappy action to it. Almost feels like an assisted open, just because that little detent is just so aggressive. So yeah, really nice action. And they hold, you know, it holds it. They don't shake. These ones, I always call it the Waka. Let's see if we can give it the Waka test and see if I can, like, whip this thing open. Yeah, I don't think it'll Waka. But, yeah. Not really. I'm sure if I loosen that pivot, it would Waka pretty good. But I don't open my knives like that anyways. This thing just flies right open. You pull it out of your pocket, you either whip it out with this thing and it's already deployed, or just give it a quick little whack and it'll fly right open. So yeah, very cool. Very cool. All right. Well, yeah, thanks again, guys, for watching. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. To, you know, helps really grow the channel. And I'm planning on doing, man, look how big and cool that thing is. I'm going to do lots more videos on my whole knife collection, and I've got, you know, the serrated one of these to check out, the 4-inch one, XL Espada is coming up soon. 6-inch counterpoint by Cold Steel as well. I got a ton of Cold Steels because they're the only sweet company that actually makes these really cool big folders. But I've got a bunch of others I'm going to do too, some zero tolerance knives. Anyways, thanks guys. Catch you next time.